People come in all shapes, sizes, colors, genders, and races. We are all different and unique in our own ways, and this variability is what makes us successful and what helps us grow as a community. But one thing that we do all have in common is we all struggle. We all go through good times and bad times. We experience loss and pain. And we all experience changes. Changes physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And a lot of these changes can be very hard, especially when you go through them alone. Because a lot of these problems or changes or challenges are unique to yourself, but that doesn't mean you must deal with them on your own. Although your problems may be unique, and your changes might be something that you think you and only you are going through, someone else has experienced something much like it, or has some input that may be beneficial to you or help you get through your unique problem. When I was a young kid, maybe 5 or 6 years old, I was so sure that I had everything figured out. I was smart and independent, and my favorite thing to say was, "I can do it." One day, as a 5 or 6 year old, my mother and her friend decided that they were going to take my best friend Zach, his little brother, my little sister who were both infants, and myself for rides on our bikes around the outside of the lake. This was one of my first times without training wheels riding around the lake. My mom said to me before we got there that I had to be careful. This was a new experience and to not go too far ahead. But I just responded with, "I can do it." As we arrived at the lake and unloaded the bikes out of the car, my best friend Zach and I started off around the lake, with my mom and Zach's mom and siblings close behind. About halfway through our walk, I was feeling confident and started to push up ahead. My mother yelled, "Daniel, slow down!" But I just thought, "Mom, I can do it." But what I didn't realize was up ahead, the curve around the bend sloped towards the lake. As I approached the bend, I didn't have enough control of my bike to keep myself on the path. Inevitably, I ended up falling into the lake. I was young, and I wasn't totally sure how to swim, so I immediately went into panic mode. As I tried to keep my head up above water, my mom was too far to get to me. Fortunately, there was a woman jogging around the path in the opposite direction who was much closer to me than my mother was. She courageously decided to jump into the water to pull me out. She jumped in, she grabbed my bike, and pulled out a young boy covered in wet clothes, sat me down on the sidewalk, and told me to take some deep breaths and calm down. My mom approached and immediately knelt down to see if I was okay, or if I was hurt in any way, and then turned back to thank the woman, because without her, I may have been seriously injured that day, or even worse, I could have drowned. We all experience obstacles in our life, and oftentimes we think we have it all figured out. When someone sees us struggling and offers help, we often say, "I can do it. I can overcome this. I can get through this alone." But sometimes we hold it in too long, and that's when we start to drown. That's when our struggles can hurt us. So don't be afraid to voice your challenges, your obstacles, the things that are hard for you, because most likely someone else is struggling with something too, or going through something that's hard for them. So let's support each other. Let's jump into the water and help each other out when we're drowning. Sit each other down on the sidewalk, tell each other to take some deep breaths and to be calm. Support systems are all around you, your parents, your teachers, and your friends. It's just up to you to reach out and change "I can do it" to "we can do it."